Hello and welcome to the Pub Footy Podcast. Today is a special Champions League episode. We have our cab driver, Carlos Castro, and Coach John Martinez.
What's up, bro?
Carlos, it's a great hat, man.
I mean, I had to get it. I have an event this weekend where we have to dress up in golf gear, so I thought this would be a perfect
That's
addition.
It
so get
really
the
is a proper
Uber
hat.
driver his fare,
I mean,
brother.
the hat you could technically wear out. Like, it's not a bad looking hat for $3 on Amazon. I'll take it.
It's
Wear out where?
$3.
Amazon
Where you wearing that out to?
to Jelly Pub Golf.
Oh, I thought you meant like wear out, like occasionally.
He did also say he would
did.
like to wear that out.
I can see. I probably wouldn't do it, but I can see people, rock.
I mean, people
style.
do rock it out. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible.
That's not the Dominican Republic. Aquí está.
yeah, you know Carlos's middle name? I just found this out.
Oh my! You've told us this before. I forgot though, but it's like proper, like
Proper Dominican. Carlos, what is it?
I don't have a middle name, but
It's just under your cab, bro. Get out of here.
John, you look like you're wearing a Betis shirt, like a Betis top.
No, it's what is it? How'd you pronounce this again?
Venezia.
Yeah, little kind of like I guess.
Melly got that for you for from her
When she went to
trip.
Italy. Yeah, when she went to Italy, I think like 2 years ago, I think she kind of she had me a Florentina top that's like super snug, so I don't wear that often.
Yeah,
But then she got me this kind of Joma top and Venzia.
it's
Pretty
fire.
nice. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
dope. It's cool.
it looks vintage, old,
Like old school, like Joma. Yeah, probably snagged it somewhere pretty dope.
fresh. All right, John, give us your Arsenal take.
first of all, where's your shot, bro?
I don't have.
That's what I need to see, bro.
I have this.
You haven't taken one shot in the last 15 pods, bro.
I've only lost once.
It's been more than once. He owes like 3, 4 now.
You do owe a few. Yeah,
I can chug this.
chug it.
Right?
Yeah, you can chug
it for your Arsenal sorrows. There it is. And as he's chugging, recapping, Arsenal lost to PSG 1-0 at the Emirates in the first leg of the Champions League semifinal. Could have been probably a bit bigger, the deficit. I think Arsenal got quite lucky a few times, but
I think it's both ways. I think it's I think it could have been 2-0, could have been 1-1. I don't think more than that, to be honest.
Donnarumma comes up huge.
Well, chances like Donnarumma has some big saves, has some massive saves. But at the end, I think the last 10 minutes, PSG were running away with it. To come away 1-0, is a lucky result, I think, for Arsenal.
Yeah, I guess you say that in that perspective, but I'm saying if Donnarumma doesn't make those saves, then those probably last 10 minutes don't look that way. So, I mean...
I give Arsenal 1 goal.
Yeah, I mean, they created 2 chances, 2 very clear chances.
I'd give him the Trossard.
The Martinelli chance.
Oh, no, the Martinelli one in the first half.
That's just as good.
True.
That's just as good, and it's just as clear. Maybe Trossard's chance is a bit clearer in terms of him being like right there, I guess, like in a better position to score. Because I think Martinelli, he's only got one way to go, maybe near post if he has that in him. But Donnarumma,
he kind of goes near post by opening his whip that wide. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was obvious.
It was obvious. I'm saying Donnarumma's set, and Donnarumma's plan was always to go far post to make the save. Whereas in Trossard, he could have gone either way, and he had a lot of time to do it. Could have probably hit it even right foot near post. He went with left foot. He kind of scuffed it. There was a bounce, and
no, but that was the one. Trossard's like running full speed.
Yeah,
we talked about it at the bar a bit. I mean, Trossard's running full speed. I thought he hit it well.
I thought a
fantastic save. Like it's hard to do much better than the hit that Trossard did, running that fast.
I mean, it's tough because I think that close, that much time. I think you're still expected to score, regardless of how good the save was. I mean, I'm not taking away from the save.
Trossard's chance?
Correct. I still think you need to put it away, right? If we're looking at it,
my thing is he's running. My thing is that he's running full speed. So he either hits it the way he hits it, or he skies it.
Skies it.
Yeah, I feel like it's one or the other.
Massive save.
Only like the 1%. Clean it.
Big save though.
Top 90.
Very big save because I think maybe another keeper.
It's still a tough save, yeah.
I think it'll go over their hands. He like fingertipped that.
Yeah, I was like
tip of his fingernails and shit.
Yeah, Raya had a nice save in the first half too.
The Doué one. Doué. Yep. Doué hit it.
Raya just strong and out.
Yeah, he bounced. It wasn't really much to the corner, but he needs to get there and have a strong
quick
hand.
reflection.
Right. Very, very good reflex. But yeah, I think the first 20 minutes, I mean, we were deer in headlights, right? We couldn't really sort out Dembele coming in so deep into the midfield, whether that's Thomas Partey not being in the hole,
You guys missed him big. I think
right? Big time. Or like if I saw how we were pressing in a 4-4-2 formation, whether it's Martinelli not tucking in enough. Because when he receives that ball, I don't know if you remember, Martinelli's pretty close, but then he kind of hesitates whether or not he wants to kind of commit to that challenge and kind of wait for like the center back to kind of go forward. I think he needs to just commit to it. He's close. He's there. He's tucking in because it came from the right back. I mean, from Nuno
on the
Mendes
goal you're saying.
on the goal. Yeah.
Who there's somebody that steps in to help. I think it was what, Declan? Declan was the
No.
second defender?
So from where it starts, Nuno Mendes, he has the ball in his defensive third. Saka steps, Odegaard steps to the center back, like to cut off that outlet. But Mendes plays a great ball into Dembele because he checks in all the way in. And at that point, they break the press because we're so high up. But Martinelli is pretty close to Dembele, and I kind of,
I see.
if you rewind it, it kind of looks like he hesitates whether or not he's thinking, do I let my center backs come through, or kind of should I go? And in my opinion, I think he should have tucked in and kind of been that first defender to Dembele, and then kind of kept up with him. But at that point, he doesn't. Dembele travels, plays it out to Cavada, right? Plays it out wide.
Yeah.
1v1 with Timber. I think Timber does too much time. I think he lets him kind of dabble on the ball, where I think he should be stepping and closing in very fast. And
Because
then
he does get the help, and I think Declan comes to help, and then Declan I think pulls away from Dembele, and then nobody stays with
nobody
Dembele.
picks up. Where then I
Yeah.
think either like Marino, Odegaard, whoever's that extra midfielder needs to be in there, right? Granted, Dembele hits it with his shin and hits it so well.
Yeah.
Hits it so well, and it's always curling away from Raya, curling away, curling
There's
away.
no chance he saves
Yeah,
that.
and he hits it well. I mean, listen, that's when you have someone in form, someone that can kind of punish you in those ways, he's gonna do it. He's in top form. So
What's funny is that at the bar where me and Carlos were at, I think you just sent a text, and I misheard. It seemed like Carlos was like, "Oh, Johnny's ahead, and they're about to score." I don't know why, but that's what I heard from Carlos. So when I see the
He
play
didn't
develop,
celebrate.
when I see the play
I don't know if you
developing,
were gonna celebrate, but he didn't react to it.
no, I didn't react to it because I literally thought you said that, and then when the ball goes in, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like
yeah,
that's
fully.
exactly what. But you didn't say that. I don't know what Carlos told me, but it was just miscommunication, and then the goal happened, so I was just not wasn't surprised.
Yeah, he didn't react. Well,
It was so weird.
I mean, the bar was shocked, shell shocked,
Yeah.
silence. It
Yeah, it happened
was a
so
good
quick.
bar. You should have gone, Johnny.
It was I wish, but it was so free flowing, like PSG in terms of being interchangeable. The first 20 minutes were tough for Arsenal because they just couldn't settle in, and I think they're luckier within those 20 minutes not to concede again.
Mhm.
Not the last 10. I think those first 20 not to concede again, and they weathered it with a bit of luck, and then they were able to adjust and kind of settle. And I think you saw moments where Declan and Miles Lewis Skelly, I thought Marino had good moments. Saka was trying to drop in deep to get away from Nuno Mendes and the extra coverage to fall into the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Um, and then they created, and in the second half, it was kind of, for me, it was kind of 50-50, really open
Yeah, back and forth.
in the second period. So it looked, for me, it's more of a chess match, like where Luis Enrique's kind of formation and his tactics are so spot on with the guys he has. They just
It's
work out.
perfect.
They
It's
work
literally
so
perfect.
they work
They're
so hard, man.
yeah.
Like you watch every single player, dude, they're running up and
That midfield,
down behind.
Iniesta, João Neves, just everywhere on the pitch, bro.
That guy is a
Right?
fucking pest. João Neves,
No, who's the Spaniard in the midfield? Fabian Ruiz?
Sarabia,
Is it?
Sarabia. I
Yeah,
think
one of
it's
the. Yeah, they just run all over that midfield. I know it's Fabian Ruiz.
Fabio Ruiz. There you go. That guy, they have the most. I think that balance in that midfield is perfect. Vitinha sits in the hole. He literally plays side to side, side to side. Fabio Ruiz is the guy who advances the ball, and he's so good at that. And then you have João Neves, who's just the guy that cleans up all the fucking garbage. All the garbage, bro. All the garbage. He's there at every single moment. He doesn't get tired, and technically he's good on the ball. But that guy is the garbage picker. He is so. I think he's so good. He
Picks
is.
everything off.
It picks everything off. He's just phenomenal. And that guy won't get. He doesn't get that much love because he does that work.
Yeah.
People look at Vitinha and the way he can string the
I
ball.
mean, it's typically for other midfielders in that play that role, right? Like him or Gravenberch or Moises. Like they don't get that love,
Yeah, but I
as
think
as a
this guy does it a lot more. and that's like, he just does that role. Like he doesn't need to kind of like break lines
Yeah,
and
he doesn't need to
hand the
do
ball forward.
more than that.
Correct. Like that's his sole job and purpose because they have other guys to do that. So when you have a three midfield like that can kind of rotate and they know their roles, they're successful and they work so damn hard. And then Cavada and Due, their ability to help defensively and then alternate sides middle of the game is stupid.
They're both insane, and Due is ridiculous. That little takedown that he does, Neymar.
Yeah. I don't think he was good, but I don't think that was his best game. Due.
Yeah, Due. It wasn't. I mean, he's had better games, but
Correct. Yeah.
you could see the talent though.
Absolutely. Raw talent.
Explosive. Yeah.
Very, very good. Yeah,
And even just their bench, bro. Just Barcola coming off the bench, just insane. Almost scored in the second half as well. And him, Gonzalo Ramos, Zay Emery, all of them ballers coming off the bench.
we don't really have that depth, but they have
I
it.
was gonna say you could clearly see the difference in depth, right? Those guys coming off the bench, and then you guys brought in, who was it, Ben White? Like,
Yeah.
tough for Arsenal, right? To bring someone like that, and then when you get
They
PSG,
gotta bring in Raheem Sterling. That's who I want to see in the second game.
No, you gotta put in Ethan. You just gotta put in Ethan.
No, Raheem.
No, you
Raheem.
just gotta put in Ethan. Ethan needs to
No,
play.
Raheem.
No, Ethan needs to play.
Raheem on the field, bro. No fans.
Now you need Ethan. Odegaard, again, we said it. I've said it multiple times. He's just kind of a passenger in a team that's working hard and succeeding.
I want to see Raheem go in there, shit the bed for you guys.
You're a waker. You're playing conference league. I need you to worry about your UCL, bro.
people
I'm not,
in the bar,
bro. We're in the bro. Don't worry about me.
people in the bar were really happy when, well, they were happy that when Yeri got in, but he had no time. So
89th minute. You don't
right,
do
but that's what I'm saying. Like people were like, "Wow, like you should have done this earlier."
Yeah, I was texting you guys. I'm like, there's no way Martin should be seeing 88 minutes.
He was poor.
He wasn't influential. I mean, he was
He's
working
kind of
hard.
just there. Yeah, he kind of
Like
just there.
a passenger.
Yeah,
Now, if you wanted to change the game, I mean, obviously you're down 1-0. It's not the worst result in the world. You're still in the tie. But like if you really wanted to kind of gamble a little bit, you probably would have put Ethan a little earlier. You gave him like 15, 20.
at the end, it almost seemed like Arteta was like, "Yo, call that game. Like, let the game be over."
I think at that point, yeah, because you don't want to go. You go into that second like 2-0, then I'm like, oh, it's over. In my opinion, I think it's over.
Sure.
But you go on
Yeah.
1-0,
So you need to win.
will win. Yeah. 1-0, take it to overtime. 2-1, you advance. You just need to win, which is obviously not the easiest task, but it's a very doable task. I mean, what's it? Parc de Prince is it's gonna be lively. It's gonna be legit. But I've seen them concede a lot over there. I've seen them lose over there. They lost Liverpool there. They conceded against Aston Villa there. Thomas is back. I think that's super pivotal. I think that's
Oh
super,
yeah, you saw the
yeah,
miss with
correct.
that party.
And then with Thomas there, it'll give the ability for like Declan to push forward. Declan pushed forward one time, and that's when the Trossard goal came
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
Right,
He
and
drove, and
Morata
then yeah,
failing too.
the other one was Miles making that turn, driving.
Another guy
That
who
turn was nuts.
tucks
Yeah,
in and then pushes forward because he breaks the press. Just
yeah,
pure skill at that point. With Thomas there in the hole, we can do that more often because then
yeah.
we're not worried about if we lose it on transition, there's no one there. There's a big gap.
If Thomas plays in the midfield, do you put Marino back as striker, or do you keep Trossard?
Marino has
Do
to
you
be
start with Martinelli on the left or Trossard on the left?
Trust our super sub.
super sub. Trossard starting. I don't think he. I don't know what it is. I think some players are starters. Some players are better off the bench. It's just kind of like I don't know. I don't know what to call it or what to say, but some players just flourish
It's
more
almost
off the bench.
Plata with Ecuador. Like off the bench, that guy's a demon, and then he starts and he goes half the game.
Correct. Plus, Marino starting at the 9 for us lately has been really good. And then you can see when the ball's in the air, he's super dominant against these guys. Against I guess the guys in the midfield, guys in the back for Paris. Trossard was able to hold Marquinhos off a couple times and turn. Little Trossard. Now, if you do that, if you give Marino, who's a bit bigger, bit stronger stance, we can give us a little something. You need to take advantage of set pieces.
You guys are gonna have to withstand the first like 15, 20. And then if you can, then
It's all being organized, though.
then
It
it's
needs to be
game on.
organized. You're organized and you just stay calm, you'll be okay. But the moment you start to like press incorrectly and you're pressing not in numbers and people are not pressing together, then that's when you're gonna get exposed because they're too fluid. Those front three guys are too fluid. They move off the ball, they check in, they go in central.
Me too. Bombing forward.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably keep that same thing because Nuno Mendes is gonna stay home all game.
Heck yeah. They're gonna play basically a
So,
3-back. 3 back, and then Hakimi's basically playing right wing, right, and yeah.
But
What's
then
your prediction for the game though? Like, what do you think the score is gonna be?
I mean, I have to say it's gonna be for personally like, the way I'm thinking with my heart and like logically, like if we want to advance, I think there's gonna be more than one goal in Paris.
For you guys,
For I think it's just a game in general.
Yeah,
there
I think
should
it's like
be.
a 1 or 2-2 game.
I,
It's gonna be a wild game.
I think it's gonna be whopping. So I think it's gonna be like 2-1, 1-1. To be honest,
Hope for
obviously,
the best.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be swaying towards Arsenal because I want them to advance, but I do see us maybe conceding. I mean, but
I mean, they're gonna go
They're
full
gonna have to.
full on attack.
both teams have to go for it.
Yeah,
There's no way no one sits. They can't afford to sit back.
no,
No, no, for sure.
and
I
they're gonna be
don't
home,
have
and
to
they're gonna
sit
be
back
home.
either.
Yeah, no, and then Arsenal's not gonna sit back either. If they're organized, like Diego said, within those first 15 to 20 minutes,
Yeah,
and you're not timid, but you're assertive and you're organized, things can go well. There's a lot of football to play,
I
and
mean, yeah, like
you only need one to
yeah,
start, right?
like you
So
guys did it at the Bernabeu, right? So it's not like you guys haven't done this. You guys are still a young team, but I feel like that experience will come up big
it's a
in
big
this
one.
next game. Yeah,
The most crucial, right? Like, it depends who's gonna dominate the ball in the first half, in the first 20 minutes. I probably PSG because they're home,
should be.
but if they don't score in the first 20 minutes, it's gonna open up for both teams, and it's gonna be exciting.
You kind of got to weather the storm, and that's part of the game, right? There's moments of kind of waves of it coming, and you have every good team weathers it. You weather that storm, you let your time come, and then when you have those opportunities, you got to be clinical. You got to be a killer. Martinelli has a chance; he's got to put it in the fucking back of the net, or you have to. Like he can't miss.
Yeah, I think the difference like
We're at that
with
point.
PSG and Madrid is that Madrid was kind of trying to do it individually. Like Mbappe was trying to go one like by himself. Vinny was trying to go by himself. Here, it's like this team knows how to play with each other. They're very fluid, like you mentioned. So it's a lot harder to defend, I think. So that'd be tough.
I was saying to someone, I was like, it's so impressive what Luis Enrique has been able to do with the team because
Sure.
they weren't this good in the
No.
beginning of the year. Even midway through the campaign of the Champions League, they weren't this good, and they just progressively got better. And then out of nowhere, like a flip, a switch came on, and they're lights out.
Helps too that Dembele had the season that he's having. So you need one guy to have a season like that.
Yeah, big time
Baller.
baller.
Was gonna say before we jump out of the PSG Arsenal game, let's talk real quick about the Arsenal Tifu. What happened there?
Yo, dude, I'm so sorry, but you gotta put this guy on
Embarrassing.
probation, or you gotta fire this guy. Well, the pregame to the Madrid game was better than that. With just the colors,
Yeah.
like the blocks of colors, the
Yeah,
red and
yeah, yeah,
white was
yeah.
way better,
That's what it should be
more cohesive. It looked better.
at
The
a
stadium
minimum.
looked good, and I just saw the tifo come. I was like, oh, that's just lazy work.
Or
It was short too, even like long as hell. It shows like
It was
halfway.
long. It's just that
I mean, what?
the cannon wasn't the cannon wasn't as long as the actual thing. So like the
so
cannon looked
bad.
small on a big tapestry. It was just
Started the game down 1, bro.
they just smacked it onto the
Exactly.
tapestry. It was, bro, piss poor. And then I don't know. Some fans just when the going gets tough, bro, they just come on, bro. Like
I mean, it's what? It's your first semifinal game in how long? And then that's what you put out there? It's
he's
not good.
he's probably kicking his fucking ass. Like this is absolute dog shit.
I know Mikel, like he's such a big like he's big on the stadium atmosphere, the fans being behind,
Yeah.
created like helped create the anthem in the beginning. He was probably furious when he
You
saw that.
saw that? Yo, imagine he saw it, he goes, hostia, tío. Mierda.
Pissed. He
That's why
definitely was
PSG scored in
pissed.
2 minutes, bro. They saw that shit. They're like, "Ah, we good."
Just
Yeah,
easy money,
yeah.
bro. Fucking
Exactly.
A, bro. No, I agree.
Exactly.
I can't say nothing about that. That's piss
Poor.
poor.
Just piss
Just
poor.
lazy work, man. This is late. Usually he got lazy. He's like, oh shit, I gotta finish this by tomorrow.
No, legit. That wasn't good, man. It was not good.
Uh,
Man. Well, till next year, right? Because that's your last Champions League home game.
Home game, yeah.
Poor from the Arsenal fans on the Tifu side. Inter Barcelona, we saw a ridiculous game, 3-3 in Barca.
Bonkers.
Was a nutty game. Nutty game. Inter come out on top 2-0, two set piece goals. Barca come back 2-2 at half, and then it was what? Inter scored again, right?
Me too.
To be up 3-2 in the second half, and then Barca with a ridiculous Rafinha shot. off a set piece play that didn't count for Rafinha. It counted as an own goal, but it was a blast from probably like 35 yards out, easy.
Yeah, I mean, an
One time
insane game,
shot.
right? Two teams, polar opposite playing styles. Like Inter, defensively sound. Yes, they give up 3 goals, but defensively sound. They can, withstand the pressure on the counter. And then you have a Barca team, it's full out pressure, a high line that's wide open, like a whole
Too
New Year's
scary.
Day, fucking wide open on defense. But the two teams.
I think it was surprising to me because we obviously talk about the high line, so we were like, all right, Barca's gonna get caught on the counter, which they did, but the goals came from set pieces, right?
Two.
Two. The third goal was a counter. I'm
No,
forgetting what the third goal was
third
like.
goal was
But
header.
corner.
It was a header, yeah, corner.
It was a corner, so it was three.
Yeah. But then the last like 15, 20 minutes is when you saw that high line start causing them problems. It looked like they were down a man at one point. And
Yeah,
that's
because
when
people
you had
get
the
tired,
offsides
they
goal
they can't run
happen.
back.
Yeah, you had some crosses where Araujo saved by a couple inches. That's when you saw the opportunities start coming for Inter.
And we'll talk about
But
the
yeah,
offsides. We'll talk about the offsides in a sec.
You said it too before, Carlos, like playing with that two striker system. The first goal came like that. One striker came back, they played it high, bounce, wide, cross, flick, goal. 30
goal was
seconds
nuts
on
too.
purpose. So it was easy because that line was high even to start the game.
It was the fastest semifinal Champions League goal in
Ever, yeah.
history.
So I'm saying check back, play, third man runner, across the field, beats him, whatever happens, cross, great finish. Quick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, right. So it was two set piece goals, and the first goal was the
Yeah.
play in the beginning. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have a 17-year-old
I mean,
kind of just
magic.
at that point, like it's kind of like after the first goal, Inter's kind of like, okay, they're defending kind of well, and then he kind of just says, let me
He put
give
the
me
team
these
on his back.
moments.
He
We
sa
needed that.
saves the game.
Barca
He
needed
saves the
that.
game because that's 2 minutes right after Inter scores their second goal. The tie could have been over, but Lamine, quick response, and that I think saves the game.
I
On
would
his
agree
own,
with that. I would agree with that.
super
Saves
on
the
his
game,
own.
saves the series, honestly, because it was a quick response. It was a great goal where Inter was kind of just like, all right, like almost like we're gonna give you that goal because we actually couldn't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Fantastic
Summer
finish.
was also out of his mind yesterday.
Very good, very
Yeah.
very good yesterday.
Insane. So many good saves.
I think that one. You know what impresses me when goalies do this? When Yamal took it in the line and he hits it across like the six, where it's like kind of bending away from the keeper, and he comes out and he puts a hand to it. And
Mhm.
if he doesn't put a hand to it, the runner's
Backstick.
rear back stick is gonna
That
go
was
like that.
what was it? I think Rafinha. Rafinha was right there.
Yeah, correct. So
Yeah.
that's for me. That save was probably the best or one of at least top two in that game because that's so hard as a goalkeeper because you need to make the right decision, the right timing, and for it to be kind of going away from you in the six,
And you gotta touch it in a way where it doesn't just go to
fall into
somebody
the
right there.
correct.
Do you
So
know what I
good,
mean?
and it's unfortunate that that third goal hit his back, but you hit it so well.
Oh
You
man,
hit it so well though.
that's
It's
a
important. It is important.
strike.
He tips it one, tips it, hits the post, and it hits him. I think that's unfortunate, but it's struck so well. Do you like
I don't
shit?
understand it.
Correct. It struck so well. You're like, damn. But
They also did this one play off a free kick where it was like somebody hits it to Pedri, Pedri hits it one time, and Rafinha hits it low. And if it gets deflected, it almost gets deflected and in. But I feel like if it doesn't get deflected, like Summer has to make another big
big
time
save.
save low.
Yeah,
Man, Rafinha has a great
in
shot.
the first half, Lamine was looking in the corner, had no angle, beamed it right at Summer and it hits post. But Summer
No, that
got his
chance was
fingers on,
insane.
and that's what
Oh,
makes it hit post. You know what I mean? Like that's a massive save because that's going in.
yeah.
That
He DeMarco.
that
Oh, he
chance
was in. He
that
was
chance
in
reminded me
hell,
of
man.
uh
Messi
when
Chelsea.
no
No.
when like when Messi did that to whoever, what was it?
Chelsea.
Boateng?
Oh,
No, 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 no.
oh, like the actual wall.
You know when he chops him,
Yeah,
he falls and he chips it over. That
Words.
I'll never forget that moment because it literally I was watching the game and it made me get off of my chair and like jump on somebody and hug because I was so excited. It was such a ridiculous play. This Yamal chance had me like I literally screamed like holy fuck because it was nuts.
It reminded
The
me of
one, the
that.
one that Summer.
Yes,
Yeah, he
that's the one
saved
that
it
you're
into the
the ones that
post.
you mentioned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it reminds me of that
Crazy.
when Messi was young and it was against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I think Messi, they were wearing the highlighter yellow Barcelona jerseys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he beat someone in that area right? And then he hits it, and it kind of just hits the crossbar like far
Yeah, yeah,
close.
yeah.
But that what kind of reminded me of because he beats one guy and he jumps over and he fucking whips it
Yes, yes, yes,
and
yes.
hits the post. I'm like, holy shit! And it kind of gives you glimpses because they're just solo moments, right? Where it's like
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
magic
It
a
was
little
mag
bit.
it was magic, and I mean, it's awesome that, CBS had, Ray Hudson on the call, right? Because he obviously has, like, these, like, magical, messy commentary, so now he's doing Lamine Yamal, so it's just I don't know, for me, it brings you back to those messy moments.
Yeah, Lamine's different, man. But if you think about it, like he's 17. I think they had the stats up of comparing him to
Yeah.
Ronaldo and Messi, and he's one of the best players in the world right now. But now he kind of has to do it for 16, 17 years in a row.
Right, it's a lot of
Be,
pressure.
be a Ronaldo, right?
That's the hard part, though,
It
right?
seems
That's the hardest part.
insane. That's the hardest part.
That's the
Yeah,
hardest part. Like the best player is the one who's always available, right? So if you can consistently do it for that long, obviously you'll go down as one of the best. But for right now, it's just we're just gonna speculate, right? But for what he's doing now at this age,
insane.
the trajectory is only high and higher and higher and higher. Now, will I
Yeah.
think it happen? I don't know. Dime a dozen. You're talking about two of the best players ever, right? Messi and Ronaldo. So I'm not gonna say it just yet because I
It's ways to go.
way
You know,
far from it. But he's
one
insane.
of one of the things I feel like is that this game in particular was one that I'm not gonna say it's Lamine Yamal's like coming out party because he's obviously has been doing it. He obviously helped win the Euro for Spain, but I feel like for the casual fan that only maybe watches Champions League, for example, they're seeing this game and they're like, all right, this guy is legit,
Legit.
legit, legit, legit.
Colin posted
17 years old.
on his story.
Yeah.
He me and he was like, "This guy's insane."
Yeah. I feel like he obviously he has the eye of, like, the real football fans, but now I feel like he's tapping into the Champions League, maybe the casual fans, where they're actually, like, opening their eyes and seeing, like, this guy is very, 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 very good. But I also feel like, if you think about the Euro, right? Who were, like, the 2 standouts, at least in that Spain team up top? It was him and it was Nico
And
Williams. Nico Williams isn't playing Champions League, so he's not having these moments where bright lights, performing, doing what Yamal is doing. So now Yamal has this like level up.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So when you have the stage of the Champions League, it just elevates these kind of individual moments, individual performances that
it
you're
makes you a
like,
star. Champions League
yeah,
nights is what makes you a superstar.
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense, right? Because that's just the way how it goes. You play at the best stage, you're gonna
yeah,
showcase in front of everybody, and that's what I'm saying. Now people who don't watch football enough, right? They'll watch the Champions League because it's the best of the best. So
correct.
now they'll see it with every team that's in and out. They're like, oh wow, these guys are actually good. They're not just stat checking, and they're just like, oh, this guy's not scoring
Exactly.
this time, and
Exactly.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
If you think
whoa.
about it, everyone, anytime we having an argument in a group chat, no one's really watching every game. It's all stat checking, right?
They
Stat check or you watch quick highlights or you see like a
Yeah, yeah,
goal
yeah.
on Instagram, right?
And I get it. People have lives. People have to work. But listen, we're watching, at least us three. We're
Yeah.
watching enough. We're like, okay, he's been doing it. He does it consistently or consistent enough. And this guy's legit. He's not, the eye test
Yeah.
is,
I mean, I think Lamine's the best player on this Barca team, and Rafinha is probably the one that's gonna win Ballon d'Or if Barca, win Champions League. But Lamine's the best player on this team.
Yeah. I would agree. I would agree. It's almost like the Messi Ronaldo. It's like Messi maybe the most talent. Ronaldo, has insane stats. Right now Rafinha has insane stats. Like yeah,
I
he
mean, Ronaldo the stats as well. Both.
that's what I'm saying.
they both did.
Yeah,
They both did, but I
yeah. I mean,
feel like
Messi also had that.
Ronaldo has the goals
He's just
and
a goal scorer. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
So now Yamal is almost like a Messi, like crazy, insane talent. You can't describe it. And Rafinha is having one of the best Champions League seasons of all time.
And do you think this is recency bias because it's happening now? Because
What do
that's
you
a good
mean?
question. Recency, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're watching him now and it's recent, it's fresh. Do you think that could be? But we're not. The thing is, like, I see it around and people say recency bias, but like, if it's happening now, we're gonna rate it as it's going on now,
Cool.
right? Like, we're not, like we said it, we're not gonna project him to be the greatest ever.
No,
But we're gonna
no.
be like, right now, as a 17-year-old, he's probably one of the best players to play the game at this moment.
I
Like,
mean,
hands
you
down.
see, yeah, there was all these like comments post game, all the Inter players, everybody saying like this kid is ridiculous. Inzaghi was saying that one of the best players he's seen in the last how many years, it's hard to really deny it. And again, he's doing it in the biggest stage possible. I think that's maybe the difference right now, right? Like we were saying, Saka's one of the best wingers in the world, but he didn't do what Yamal just did, and that's
Right.
when like
Conversation.
that's what people are gonna compare. You
I
know,
think so. No, I agree. I think it's
I don't think Rafinha is the best player in the world, even though he's gonna win, right? The Ballon d'Or.
I
no, I
totally
agree.
agree.
I don't
I
even
agree.
think he's a
Totally
top
agree.
5 player in the world.
I totally agree.
Top 5
So
player of the like top 5 player in the world.
Give him top
yeah,
10. I'll give him top
This is
10.
top. He falls in my top 10,
Top 10.
but he's
It's based on the season. Like he's
correct.
having a
let's see.
Yeah,
It's based
crazy
on
season.
stats, right? Ballon d'Or is nowadays is just stats, right? So
But
he's gonna
honestly,
win, but not the best player on Barca right now, in my opinion.
yeah, I would agree. It's just crazy though because sometimes when you see him play or some of the goals or assists that he's doing, you're like, this wasn't there last season. So yeah,
and
I
I
don't know.
think
I
even
feel
on
like
the
the guy needs to get drug tested.
even on that Barca team, like you think about, like in that Barca team, you think about Lamine, you think about Rafinha. I think Pedri. I
All
think
pieces
Pedri
that were
falls
there
in
last year.
too. Yeah, I think Pedri falls in that conversation too. And like again, midfielders don't get that love because they don't have the stats to show about. But this guy's insane.
Yeah, Pedri's a
I
different
love the
level as
John.
well.
Frankie's my guy.
Frankie was so good yesterday too.
Frankie's very good too. I'm happy Flick finally like is giving Frankie the love he deserves because Frankie's
So
been
good.
so good for so
So good.
long, and he's always questioned. He's always questioned like where does he fit on the team, and
He fits there.
he fits there.
Perfect. He's the
Yeah,
six. He's the guy in the hole. He's the guy that dictates the tempo of the game. He's the guy that kind of where's the next pass going? He sets you up defensively. You think he doesn't work hard, but he's in the right place in the right time every single time.
yeah,
Champions
yeah.
League
And,
doesn't
and
make
and
him.
if he has to track somebody back,
He
he
tracks.
runs the
Yeah,
whole way. He'll run
but
the
I'm saying
whole.
like
He'll run to the touchline.
you don't see him like making outrageous tackles or like get stuck because he's there.
Just
Yeah,
class.
You're just there at the right time, the right timing, positional wise. When you're positioned perfectly on transitions and defensively, you don't have to work that hard. You're at the right place, the right time, every time. So I think yesterday he was fantastic, and especially in those moments. Pedri had a great assist, but I thought Frankie De Jong was my favorite midfielder yesterday.
yeah. I mean, you watch it from a midfielder's eye, right? So you're
Correct, right? And I'm like, this guy's just like he's
It's almost like a Cruz type of player, right? Like a Tony Cruz type of player. He's just class on the field. Just has to be class.
ball retention, keeping the ball, moving with the ball into spaces, taking up space, receiving it off the back.
Looks simple.
Dude, I can go on, bro. This is the shit. I love that type of stuff, right? It's just so fun to talk about.
of course.
He's fantastic, dude. But then you have guys like on Inter, like Barella.
I was gonna say like we're giving Barca a lot of love. Let's give Inter a lot of
Dude,
love as well.
Barella's a tank,
Oh, it's
man. He's a
He's
tank.
so little and he's
He's a
so good.
tank. He's such a tank, man.
Yeah.
Like again, I think the ability to kind of carry like the ball into the final third and the amount of running he does is insane. He put on the captain armband, middle of the fucking bombing on, making runs, trying to get another goal. Like
just versatile.
He's a
Offense,
fantastic baller.
defense,
Yeah, he's a
everywhere,
fantastic
bro.
baller.
He's a
yes.
volleyballer.
And like you said, if you don't know the game,
Oh, I thought Dumfries played fantastic.
oh yeah, but like if you don't know
Yeah,
the game, right? You're like, oh, Barella. Well, I'd rather watch these other guys like Pedri or whatever. But dude, Barella's the same bracket. Gotta
he
be in the
holds
same
his
bracket,
own.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they were saying that one of the reasons why Inter was having this kind of struggle in these last few games was because they were missing Dumfries and they were missing Thuram. And they were both guys that got on the score sheet.
Yeah, yeah. The only guys that
The only Thuram
He's
had
got two.
one and Dumfries had two.
I mean, insane bike too. Obviously, like he's not
Yeah, it
like
was a good finish.
but it was a nice side bike in angle.
You know what kills me? You ever see if you're watching Bastoni play? He's the only center back that makes over fucking lapping runs.
Yeah,
Yeah, overlaps. He's a center back. He makes overlapping runs into
he
the
gets
attack.
up there. Yeah, he
I'm
gets
like,
up.
what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? But Charlie
Yeah,
obviously works, and I think he's fantastic. Big guy.
Bastoni's nice.
Yeah, big guy,
yeah.
simple, good at tackling. Yeah,
Let's talk about the offsides because who was it? I think it was Hercules Gomez that put a tweet saying that it's still human error because when somebody draws a line on a VAR check, they're the ones that decide when the ball's being
Point of
touched,
release.
when the ball's being touched on the pass. So it's still not fully automated, right? It's semi-automated, right? Is what they say VAR is, and I kind of agree because it's a very close call, right? If the guy delays it by 2 seconds, he's onside because
Not it, bro. That's
he's
like
off by a toe.
point, like less than half a second shift in where the line is that makes him on or offside. So, and they don't show that like how that's decided either. So,
like the moment
you don't know.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but there should be a chip in the ball and that it knows exactly when that point is, and then
Yeah.
you make the lines.
It was half his toe, not even his full toe. I think it was like half his.
It was his big toe.
It was his big toe.
Oh,
Yeah, it was his big
fucking
toe.
toenails, like that was
And
insane.
again, right?
Unbelievable.
Barca's high line gets him in trouble.
Yeah, we said it though. I mean, we knew when they played a team that was good enough to expose that high line,
Correct.
they were going to
Yeah.
expose it, right? Now, did we think in? I didn't think it was going to be a shootout like that though. Where like
No.
Inter had
You
an
think
well,
you think Inter goes away, they're
Inter's
winning that game.
yeah, I mean Inter's great on set pieces. So
Billy
you
Wall.
you wouldn't think that they would score 2 on set pieces and then have this early goal 30 seconds into the game, right? I'd give them one off a set piece, but not 3
Yeah,
total.
and they only had
Yeah, I mean,
3 chances. Either 3 for 3 or like 4, like 3 for 4, whatever. it was.
right. Yeah.
If the offsides, we'll
Yeah.
call it as a 4, and they scored.
Yeah, I mean, I think besides that, they had some good counters in the second half, like the last 10 or so minutes, that they were just getting really lucky with, last second stops by Barca's defense.
Yeah,
And in the second leg, though, I think it's going to be a bit of the same, right? It's going to be Barca controlling everything. Even though Inter's home, I think Inter's still going to sit back a bit and try to spring out on counterattacks. I think Barca's going to
and
dominate.
score on set pieces because that's what happened in the last time, right? They let Bayern dictate the game, and then they score off a set piece to tie the game. So it really is shocking to me how Inter plays, and it's also shocking to me how Barca plays because you would think they would
Polar
adjust.
opposites.
You would think that they would adjust at some point, but
They
it
didn't.
really is crazy to me how they both just stick to what they want to do. I don't know.
Or shootout, like literally proper shootout. If you're gonna score on me
Yeah,
based off like your attacking threat, we'll score on you based on our counter attacking threat because you have such high line.
Yeah,
Barca need to figure
legit.
Barca need to figure out the corners though.
You're just getting bullied. The
They're
first
getting
goal was
bullied.
bullied.
Is the right answer. Yeah.
Yeah, Bastoni's just kind of I'm stronger than
But
you.
to be honest, like Barca is a small team, right? Like
Yeah,
Pedri, Yamal, who's the other guy in the middle? Frankie, they're all little.
yeah,
You just need Barca center backs to be men,
though.
be men, and
Tough,
try to win.
yeah, tough though, right?
Nah, yeah.
Tough. It's a tough. I mean, it's gonna be sick in Milan.
If they
That's the tifo. Inter Milan's gonna put up that game, bro. It's gonna be nuts.
they're gonna they know what they're
Big
doing over
tifo
there.
loading.
They
Same
know
with
what they do
Paris.
over there.
Paris,
sure.
tifos too.
Paris Ultras. Hey, the Paris Ultras were good at the Emirates.
I will never understand
They were
why they're
buzzing.
so close to the fucking field.
Yeah,
Yeah, same, bro. I hate that
Fucking
shit.
corner, man.
Put them in the top
Put 'em in
corner.
fucking-
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, put them
You
in
don't want to see them.
I'm
England
tired
does
of
that shit for
bro.
some
I'm
reason.
fuck that.
It's only England stadiums that do that shit.
That needs to fucking go to whoever needs to go to. All these away fans need to sit the fuck
Corner.
up high. Because in Newcastle, those we sit up top. They sit you up in the fucking sky.
I think Newcastle's the only stadium in England that puts their fans at the fucking top.
Fucking send them up there.
Inter Milan, the fans are all the way up.
I know,
top.
at the top.
Real Madrid too, all the way on the top, bro.
And at the Camp Nou, tip top, and they're caged. They're caged up
Bro,
like
that shit makes
like
the
the
most sense.
Monumental in Argentina.
That makes the most sense, bro. Put
Of
your
course.
fucking away fans far as shit. Even make them feel uncomfortable. Like that's
Right.
the point of
Right.
that's
Right.
the
So they
point of
don't.
it.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
a
it
fucking
makes-
that you love
Give them
it.
fucking altitude sickness up there.
Bro, dude, go fucking get your binoculars on fucking one of these, bro.
They had them right at the corner for like fucking 5,000 of them for just chanting.
My
Yo,
last
right
question.
there, bro.
My last question before we close is if they tie in the series, who do you think wins in PKs? Because they might go to PKs, honestly. Summer's the better goalie to Chesney.
Oh wait,
Chesney. PKs? Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably even.
Summer's on it though.
Summer's on it. Chesney's been having a good year. Is he?
Chesney, I think Chesney saved Messi's PK in the World Cup. No.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
But
I want to see someone go to PKs.
I mean, both
In the semifinal.
ties are right there, right? It's a 1-goal difference. Arsenal, PSG, Barca, and Inter are tied, so it could very well both go to penalties.
I see PKs for Arsenal. I'm gonna fucking just someone.
You got to go on Instagram live stream.
If Arsenal goes to PKs, you got to pray Donnarumma gets a red card or hurt because
I'm gonna
that
go-
man
yeah.
is not he is not losing a penalty
I
shootout.
think I'm gonna go to the city for Wednesday.
To was it the Old City
Bar? Yeah, I think
bar
so.
that we went to? That was a good bar.
Bro, you'd love it. That was insane. I was surprised.
I have a half day, so
Proper Arsenal fans.
I'll see if I could sneak out for the second half.
yeah, I have a half day, so I think I'm gonna go over there. It looks promising. So
No, it's a good spot. It's a
Yeah.
good spot. Good cheesesteaks too.
nice.
You think the shit's fantastic.
Really?
It's a Philly bar actually.
Oh, sick.
Like Philly sports. Before we close, I'll also recap some of the scores in the other championships. So in the Europa League, United 3-0 to Atletico Bilbao. Tottenham win 3-1 over Glimt, the Norwegian team. So as of right now, it looks like
Glimt.
it'll be all
Don't
Premier
count out
League.
Bodo Glimt, bro. They're gonna go back home.
You think
They're
so?
nice at home. They're really nice at home. They're gonna play on turf. They're not playing on grass. Spurs is gonna be shell shocked, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a close game. That game.
All
It's
right.
not over. Man U game's over.
This is probably
The
like
Spurs game.
the worst scenario I can ever think of as a fan.
Yeah, for you is brutal.
Two teams I completely fucking despise. Them, their fans, fucking. This is the worst case scenario. And guess what? If they're both in the final, guess what we'll have to cheer for? United.
Yeah.
United.
United. And
That's true.
that breaks my heart so fucking much. Because I do hate United fans, but I just hate Spurs because it comes with the territory.
Of course.
Do I hate their fans more? Maybe. But do I hate United fans just as much? Absolutely.
Jalen suffer.
Do I? Yeah. I
I want to see Jalen Hart.
Two relegation sides, right? Two teams in the relegation zone, will kind of right above it, right? Are going to be possibly in the European final.
So I want to have this debate maybe in the next pod, but one of the things I was thinking about is because the Champions League got extended to more teams, and now the Champions League teams don't come down to Europa, I feel like it has diminished the quality and the competition in Europa, where I feel like it's going to be mainly dominated by Premier League teams.
That's a good point. I didn't think
That's a
about
very
that.
good point.
We'll talk about. I was thinking about this in the drive
That's a
home
really good one.
because it doesn't make any sense how these two teams are having awful seasons in the Prem, awful seasons, but they're flourishing in Europa. And I think it's because the quality has gone down because, again, from what I just mentioned. So,
Or the Prem's just the best league in the world.
I mean, yes, but I don't know. Something about I feel like the quality has gone down a little bit.
Diminished a bit. I mean, yeah, maybe.
So we'll talk about that in the next pod. But United did play away. I think, like we mentioned, that tie is probably done. Glimt comes back to Norway. Very, very small stadium. Probably like what, 10,000?
8,000.
8,000 fans. 8,000 fans strong against Spurs. So we'll see how that goes.
Don't even give them away, fans.
In Conference League,
they have their best two players coming back for that game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Comeback season.
All right.
Yo.
In the Conference League, Betis beat Fiorentina 2-1. Chelsea defeat Jugodarnen. I said that. I fucked that up. Did I fuck that up?
I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Jigadarnen sounds nice though.
Garden. Chelsea defeat Djurgården 4-1. So that tie looks like to be over.
You're driving me crazy, brother.
So we'll see who Chelsea potentially play in the Conference League final. And then lastly, Inter Miami lost to the Vancouver Whitecaps 3-1, 5-1 in aggregate to get knocked out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup yesterday. And then today, Cruz Azul and Tigres will play for whoever plays Vancouver in the final. Right now, the aggregate is 1-1. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for all those things happening. So
it was a bad day for the old heads. Ronaldo got knocked out from the Saudi semifinal.
Yep.
Messi knocked out. My boy LeBron.
End of an era. Our child gone. We're old.
Fuck, man.
We are old. End of an era. It's time to look for the future. Boys, always good chatting. Let's talk soon.
Yes, sir.